Hi everyone, welcome back to the Vinyl Vault. Hope you're good. Thanks for tuning in. Today's video is going to be a quickish one. I've got this pile of records today from one of my house clearance guys, so not loads. As far as I know, they're in the sort of punk new wave genre. They came like this, just in this small pile, nothing else. And yeah, it's clear whoever owned them was into this sort of particular type of music. First one out is called Sham 69. I haven't got this, and I don't think I've seen it on my travels over the years. If I have, I've just passed it by. It's called That's Life. It's a gatefold sleeve. Looks like that on the inside. And condition of sleeve's quite nice, to be fair. It's on Polydor. And up here it says limited edition special price, and that's like gold embossed. I'm not sure if you can make that out on the camera, probably can. Yes, that's like embossed. And we're going to have a look at the vinyl. And I haven't pulled these out, I just took them as you do. Well, not as you do, but the deal I've got with these different people is I just take them the rough with the smooth, as I've said on my other videos. Now these were £2 each, and we're going to have a look. Okay, so this is on Polydor. Label first, looks like that, and I'll flip it over, spin it round. That's label side 2. And then of course the condition of the vinyl looks like that. Looks pretty clean. Spin it over. Again, looks pretty clean. Obviously there's dust and that. Is that a mark up there? Not sure. Just looking on the camera. It's hard to look at the vinyl straight on, head on, when I'm holding it up to the camera. So that looks quite good. I can see it from this angle, a little bit of what we would call Q burn on it, but that is generally quite nice condition. And as I say, I haven't got this, and don't remember ever seeing it, so pleased with that. I didn't work out the year, but anyway, you'll see that on the label when you have a close look. Then we've got another album by Sham 69. This is called The First, The Best and The Last. Again, I don't have this. I've just noticed that's got some sellotape there, which I didn't realise. Polydor, this is 1980. Yeah, so a bit of sellotape there. Put that in there. That's the inner sleeve. Right, condition of this one looks pretty good. Let's show you the labels first. Spin it round, turn it round. Again, a little bit of Q burn on this. Sorry, I'm doing my best to get it on shot. A little bit of Q burn on this, so whoever owned this obviously didn't have or held it on the platter without a slip mat. Is that in shot? Let's try and get this in shot as best I can, so you can see the condition of the vinyl. I think that's probably the best angle, I hope. So a couple of albums by Sham 69. So pleased with that. I think you would class those as punk, but you will correct me if I'm wrong. What year did I say? Made in the UK, 1980. So yeah, I wouldn't have really have heard much of that stuff. I would have been a bit too young. This one is called Dawn of the Dickies. I think that's what you call that one. Never seen this before. A&M Records, doesn't have the year on the back, but I do think this is also a punk-ish type of record. So Dawn of the Dickies. Let's have a look at the vinyl. Paper inner. A&M. Vinyl on this looks pretty clean. What is the A side? That is the A side, I think. And that is possibly the B side, but I might have that wrong. Now vinyl, let me try and get the vinyl in shot for you. A little dusty, however, apart from that, the condition is nice condition. VG plus or better, I would say, on the vinyl. So that's good. That's nice. Can't wait to play these. It's things like this that I would probably never have heard in my life. So it is quite exciting to think I'm going to get to listen to that for the first time ever. This one is called Ghosts of Princes in Towers, and it's, I believe, by the Rich Kids. Looks like that on the back. EMI Records, 1978. 1978. Has a lyric in a sheet, and then we'll have a look at the vinyl. Right, okay, where's side one? So let's show you side one first, the labels first. That's label, side A, spin it round, side 2, and then condition of the vinyl. Let's try and get that in. Now, it's a bit it's not, it's one of the, it needs a clean. It's dirty, it needs a clean, but it's not, they're not scratches, they're just, it's just like years of muck, if I can get that in. It's like years of muck and grease and so on, but it's not scratched. So that will clean up nicely, I believe. Sorry, I can't tell you anything about this music because yeah, I was too young when punk music was really doing its thing. Okay, this one is the Jam. So I've heard of the Jam. This is on Polydor. This is called In the City. Again, I don't think I have this one. I guess this is 80s. Right, that is definitely not its original inner sleeve, because that inner sleeve looks like a real vintage one from way back, but somehow it's ended up in that sleeve. Okay, a little bit of Q-burn, which is side A. Okay, so we're going to show you side A labels first. I'm sure a lot of you have probably got this LP, and then side B, and then condition of the vinyl. Again, it's going to need a clean. Let's try and get you the best angle so you can see. It's going to need a clean, but it's not too bad. Again, no, it's not like abused with scratches or anything like that. That might be a scratch on that side actually. Sometimes when I look at these and I hold them up to the camera, I sometimes notice scratches and things that, well, I'm looking on the camera screen, so actually sometimes it looks like a scratch, but it might not be. You get a better view than me sometimes. Okay, this is called, I think it's called Blush on Black. Blush on Black, never heard of it, never seen it. There's not a lot on the back cover either. White paper inner. Blush Records. Right, that's side 2. Side 1. So I've never seen this before. I'm sure you guys know what it is. Blush. Who's the group then? Who's the group? I don't know if that's a self-titled album by the group Blush on Black. I'm not really sure. Blush Records. Looks like a private independent thing. Let's have a look at the vinyl. Okay. No real scratches as such. I'll show you the label. Let's do the condition of vinyl. No real scratches, but lots of greasy finger marks and so on. So again, that's going to need a clean. Get the Brillo pad out on that one. Let me know if you know that. I've never heard of that. Looks interesting. Always love finding these interesting, obscure records that I've never seen before. Can't wait to listen to that. Okay, this I've had once before, but this is a better condition copy. This is called, I found one of these within the last 2.5 years. This is called New Wave. I think from memory my other copy's a bit beaten up, so this might be slightly better. And I do remember when I posted this up on one of my videos, probably well over a year ago or more, could even be going back 2 years. People did comment that this is quite common, but I'd never seen it before, and this is only the second time I found it, so yeah, maybe it is common. This is Vertigo label. Again, this is not, okay, interesting. Let me show you the label first. That's the label. So Vertigo spaceship label. Okay, side 2 label. I'm going to show you the vinyl now. Vinyl has been badly scratched. So first off, we'll give you this angle, and I will try to get it in shot. If you can see, let's try and get this in focus. It's always tricky to get the camera to focus. Let's put my thumb up there, might pick it up. There's a scratch up there, which you can probably see. That's better, I think. And then if I flip it over, up in this corner, those scuffs and scratches, which is a bit of a shame because the cover on this one is quite nice. Now it might be that the condition of the vinyl on my original copy that I found might be better than that, but this is without a doubt a better sleeve. This has got like tidy, clean corners and so on, so that might be something that I can switch and upgrade. Maybe put the vinyl, if it's the same, put it in that cover. Then we've got this one. This is interesting. I found something similar on 45. Again, going back within the last 2.5 years, I found some punk. In fact, a punk collection. If you haven't seen that video, go back, look for one of my punk collection videos. It's a little carry case of punk 45s. But I remember this group from that case. This is Slaughter and the Dogs. In that little carry case was some 45s by them, and some people said they'd never seen it on 45 before. Well, I'd never seen it on 45 or 12, but this looks like a 12-inch of a Slaughter and the Dogs track. It's a bit dusty, as you can see, and I would imagine something like this is quite hard to come by. So let's have a look. Whoa, now that's going to be a bit crunchy in it. Whoa, now that is really filthy. That's really filthy. Show you the vinyl first from a distance. You can see that has been lying around for years. You can see underneath the grubbiness, it's going to clean up, I think, but you can see that is filthy dirty. That's really going to need a clean, but fingers crossed that's going to clean up okay. Right, now let me turn it around and show you the labels. This is the same sort of artwork that was on the 45s that I picked up. Is that going to focus? There and there. So yeah, 12-inch single. Got to be careful with that one because that is so grubby. That cover is filthy, the record's filthy. I don't want to scratch it and put it back in. Let me put that in carefully. So that's Slaughter and the Dogs. Then we've got this. Doesn't say anything on the front cover. XTC 3D EP. Well, that looks like it's in 3D. This is Virgin Records 1977. Again, this one's really dusty and on a white paper inner. Let's pull it out. Let's have a look. No idea what condition. Okay, similar to Slaughter and the Dogs in the fact that it's grubby, which you can probably see. See all the greasy marks and so on, but I'm sure that'll clean up. Again, on that side, grubby. Show the labels. By the way, I'm not complaining about the condition. It's just an observation, just showing you, explaining to you what the condition's like. That want to focus. Science Friction XTC and Shiso Square. When it wants to focus. So that is XTC. Let's just put it away. I was going to say put it there, but let's quickly put that away. Otherwise I get in the mud, or I've got records all over the place from these different collections that I've been picking up. Right, this one, Squeeze. This one's in a, might get rid of this actually. This is in a, is that what you call PVC sleeve? Just chuck that down there. So that looks 3D-ish as well, believe it or not. That's a hype sticker on there. Let's pull this one out. Correct inner. Okay, A&M Records. Again, hasn't been on the turntable for years. Look at that. I've got to try and, it's hard to, always looks so good on the camera. Can you see all that? Like age spotting type stuff. Always looks so good and glossy on the camera, but actually if you get a close-up, there's lots of cat hairs and stuff on this side, but this has got, yeah, it's got those funny marks on it, so that's going to need a clean. And that is, what year is that? 1979. Put that one one back. That's a bit gritty in the sleeve. Don't like putting them back when they're like that, but they're just going to need a clean. I'm going to have to spend some time cleaning a lot of these records. Okay. Oh, what's that? Oh, okay. Didn't know this was in there as well. It's fallen out. There's a little squeeze leaflet in there. Creased corners are all folded over and creased. Let me put that back in. That's a little. Looks like it's a T-shirt mail order thing. Okay, never seen this one before. This says U2 Rock 12-inch Fire J Swallow 11 o'clock TikTok The Ocean. I can only assume that is the group U2. Live from the Paradise Theatre, Boston, Massachusetts, I guess, USA 81. So that's like a live 12-inch paper inner. Island Records. Needs a clean, but quite glossy. I've never seen that before, not even in a shop. I've not seen that in a shop. I've not seen it at a record fair. Interesting. Interesting. Then we've got Blondie, Heart of Glass. I think that was quite a big hit. Chrysalis label. No paper inner sleeve. Pretty grubby, to be fair. It's going to need a clean. You all know this one, I'm sure. That's going to need a clean, and it's going to need an inner sleeve. Then we have Blondie again, Parallel Lines. I've got a few copies of this. I just need to go through the stacks, sort them out, tidy them up, keep the best one, and I think I'm going to start putting a little wall of doubles that I don't need, and eventually I'll have to decide what I'm going to do with them. Okay, this is not in the best condition. Not in the best condition, but it's not trashed, so that's going to need a clean. Have a look at that one. What I used to like back in the day when I was collecting hip hop in the 80s, we used to do a lot of trades. You know, groups of us used to get together on Saturdays and stuff, and we'd be trading rare records between us. You know, like two of these, give you this and this for that, and swap this and trade that. It was all about trades. This is all before. It's all before eBay and Discogs and all that sort of thing. We'd be trading records, and that's the bit I like. I like trading records. So doesn't really happen much at the moment or these days, but I am maybe try and get back into doing some trades. It's more fun trading stuff than just selling it. Blondie. Self-titled, I believe. This one has obviously got wet at some point. It's got like water damaged sleeve. Okay, you all know what it is. The A side, B side, and then condition. Not too bad. Gonna need a clean. There is some stuff up here. I'm not sure what that is. Don't even know if that'll rub off. Yeah, that's just needs to come off. So that's that. There's also been some people commenting on my channel saying don't touch the vinyl. I mean, I try to hold the records at the edge. Try not to put my fingers on them too much, but if I'm honest, I'm not sure how much damage it can really do, but that could start a big debate. I know a lot of friends that are DJs, and they have multiple copies of stuff, and they have copies that they play out when they're DJing, but you know, they're holding the records on the platter, they're scratching records, cutting up records. I mean, so if you're moaning at me at touching a record, their fingers are all over it all the time, and then they clean them down and they seem to play all right. So is it really an issue? I don't know. Blondie, Sandy Girl. Is this a 12-inch? I think this is a 12-inch. Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. That has got an inner sleeve in an inner sleeve. I'm not sure if you can make it out. I don't know why we'd do that, but let's try and get it out and show you. We have got like that sort of inner sleeve, and then inside it a vintage inner sleeve, so someone wanted to protect it. Again, a little bit of Q-burn, greasy finger marks, dust, dirt, gonna need a clean, and that is not a complaint, as you know, just letting you know what it's like. This hasn't probably been played in years, been sitting in someone's house for donkey's years, and yeah, I'm the first one to put their hands on it in a long time. Let's just put that in there. Right, this next one looks really interesting. This is Slaughter and the Dogs, Do It, Do It, and it says Decca. Looks really interesting. That definitely looks crazy punk. 1978. That looks awesome. Love that cover. That looks awesome. Outrageous cover. This is a label. Let me show you. Oh, I've never seen this before. I love finding stuff like this with this interesting artwork. The artwork is just worth putting on a wall by itself. You know, just plaster it up there. It looks wicked. What year did I say? 78. Slaughter and the Dogs. So let's look at the vinyl. That is really clean. That is nice, really clean. Gonna need a clean, but there's no real marks or scratches on that. Look at that. That's lovely. Did I show you the labels? Really nice. Don't know how good it is, but I'm chuffed. It looks awesome. I love finding this interesting looking covers and labels. I mean, look how you don't see labels like that. It looks wicked. So I was pleased with that. Slaughter and the Dogs. You'll probably tell me that's really common, although I've never seen it before. Right, I'm not sure. I think I might have this, but I don't think my copy will be any good. This is the Clash. 77. Sorry, let me show you. A lot of you are going to have this and know about it. Cover needs a clean. It's been wiped with a wet dishcloth. That's the inner. CBS. Okay, again, no real marks, no real scratches, just dusty and grubby. So it's going to need a little bit of TLC. Other than that, it looks nice. Yeah, it's not often that I think this is the most punk 12-inch size records that I found. As I say, I found a punk collection, so if you're into... What's going on? Hold on, there's a little dink in the corner there. I don't know why these records... there's a second one I've had like that recently where the corner's got dinked. It's not my doing. Yeah, I did find if you like punk, go back, have a look at my... Oh, I did find some punk LPs before, but I think this is the most I've ever found in one go. And then we've got Blondie. Auto-American. Sorry, I had to read it and remind myself. This is a more common LP. Is that the correct inner? Yeah, I think it is. So Auto-American. Oh, this one's seen some wear and tear. Okay, this is the worst condition, well, second worst condition one in here. Although, again, on a shot on the camera, it doesn't look too bad, but there is marks and scratches. Can you see all that grubbiness? I'm not sure if you can pick it up. Marks, scratches, and a bit grubby, that. And this one says, made in Holland, when it wants to focus. Is it going to focus? Yeah, made in Holland. Are they all made in Holland? I don't know. So, not many records there, and doesn't matter. Can't always get a big box of records. I mean, he literally gave me this in 2 little carrier bags, but well pleased to get it because it's a fairly decent punk collection. So yeah, not much more to report really. You've seen what I got today. Hope you enjoyed it, and join me on the next video. See you soon.